Hi, I'm going to keep this a shorter video than the last one I did. This is Carol from Healthcare Potholes with Christian Faith. I talk about my mom's afterlife experience. She had been in the hospital about 4 months, maybe just a tad bit longer than that, it seems. She had collapsed at home on the floor coming out of the back of the house, and I called 911 to come and assist me in getting her up off the floor and taking her into the hospital. She said she was rather dizzy and just not feeling right, so I thought she should go get checked out. Um, so she was in the hospital, and her regular heart doctor hadn't seen her, but her other heart doctor had. And so there was some other doctors on her care that I wasn't too sure of that hadn't been on her care before, and so I was a little concerned. So um, I had gone down to the ICU where CCU where her doctor hung out at quite often, and found him down there and let him know that my mom was in the hospital, and he came down and he changed all her medicine orders around. Well, I thought she was doing a little bit better, and then she coded. And coded is where the heart actually stops beating for a period of time. And they got her back. We were called to come to the hospital right away. I'd just gotten home from my infusion and stuff, and I was going to get some dinner, then head down to the hospital. And of course, we rushed down there without dinner, which was fine. And they had put her in ICU, CCU, and he told her heart doctor, said, "Go home, Carol, and your dad and your brother want you to get a lot of rest because we're in for a long haul with this one." And I said, "Okay." So he spent the night stabilizing my mom and got her back. And I was sitting next to her bedside waiting for her to be extubated. Um, they kept her on life support overnight and into the next day to rest her heart, which is not uncommon. It's a common practice to do that. When someone has a cardiac arrest, they want to rest the heart for a period of time. And they watch the monitors. They have a set of monitors out at the nurse's station, and we read them and pull off strips when there's anything abnormal, let the doctor know, and they'll come tweak things and stuff. So it's kind of what goes on when you have a cardiac arrest. And so they extubated my mom, and I was waiting for her to come to, and she said to me, "Carol," and I was sitting at her bedside. She says, "I got to tell you something." I said, "What, Mom?" She said, "I saw all our relatives up in heaven." And she said they all looked really good, and they all had new bodies, and they all looked fabulous. And she said even little Martha was up there with her mother. And I thought, wow, that is something. I said, "Did you see anything else that you could describe about your experience up in heaven?" She says, "No, but they were all gathered around me and said that I had to go back. It just yet wasn't my time." And so I was sent back. Now, when she mentioned little Martha, my mom had a sister, Martha, that was older than her. So, and my dad's cousin had a daughter named Martha, so she was always called Little Martha, and my mom's sister was called Big Martha. So that way we could identify which Martha we were talking about. And Little Martha had a history of manic depression, which we didn't know, but she also was in a car accident and was the only one that survived. She was, I believe, a passenger in the back seat, and they slid on ice into an embankment, and the other three were killed, and she survived. And eventually it just got to be too much for her and she took her own life. But I went on and I told her sister that she was up in heaven, and I told her dad that she was up in heaven with their mother. So it gave them a peace of mind because we never knew when someone takes their life where they end up going, and she did go to heaven. So God does heal people with mental illness and with survivor's guilt and different things like that. So, but she did have a long road to recover after her accident. So, um, she had broken her hip and her leg was a little shorter and she walked with a limp, and that always bothered her because she was very athletic. And so, anyhow, I just wanted to share my mom's afterlife experience. It was short, but she had another thing that happened while she was in the hospital. And I'm going to talk about messengers from God in my next video clip. Have a good one.